We may be live. An error occurred again on Twitter. Oh, well, we'll just run with it, see how we go. Thank you for listening to or watching the Upland Down Under Podcast. The night show's recording live on Thursday, 23rd of May at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And it's full moon night. All the kids at work going frickin' bonkers today. Anyhow, on tonight's show, we catch up on the Upland market floors. The new starter city, Slough, apparently, rhymes with cow. I saw that in Upland General before. It's ready to release. Entries into the Genesis 2024 Design Challenge have closed. Is Upland being usurped as the go-to Web3 Monopoly on the blockchain? And Upland introduces general aviation airports. Main topic for tonight's show is ABRACADABRA. We finally get an update on the next phase of Totems, but it came with an unexpected Totem-Potions twist and a fairly hefty hocus pocus price tag to boot. We've got QIPS on a community rant compilation and another on in-game tracking for the Genesis season tasks. And of course, we'll take a look at another Upland community member spotlight, care of the Dynamic Node Builders team. Speaking of which, the Upland Down Under Podcast, in collaboration with the Dynamic Node Builders team, has put together a 50,000 UPX prize that you yourself can enter in the lead up to Genesis Week 2024. More details on that later in the show. Tonight we'll also give away 35,000 UPX and a Samurai Aquatics map asset, which takes the 2024 giveaway tally to 735 UPX and 42 map assets. But wait, there is more, and I've got to bring the share screen up for this. Shout out to long-term collaborator and friend of all of the shows, Laban. For the next 4 weeks, the show is proudly brought to you by the one and only Laban and his brand new UGC map asset, Metaventure Graveyard Goods, with showrooms currently located in Oakland and LA. Drag your bones over to visit one of Graveyard Goods' showrooms and bring your property to life or death with some killer gravestone map assets. Terrifyingly affordable and guaranteed not to leave you in the grave financially. Choose currently from 3 different models to suit your haunting needs. Now, here's a good one. If you own property in the Lone Mountain San Francisco node, you can slash 50% off what is already very reasonable retail price. To get hold of that deal, DM Laban for more details, either in-game or on Discord. Give Laban a follow on X while you're at it, so your meat suit can stay freshly updated with everything happening at Graveyard Goods. Links to the showrooms and his X account are in the description. You can also just search Laban in-game, of course, via the player search function. And you should know by now, of course, that having a show sponsor means that as part of this campaign, listeners and watchers of the show have the chance to get their hands on some awesome show sponsor giveaways. More details on what all of that will involve for these Graveyard Goods later in the show. All that and more, of course, on this, the Upland Down Under Podcast. If you are wondering how you can take part in the now live streaming of this podcast, still working out how to do all that, but we're plodding along. I dropped the link to the live stream in the NBA server Thursday nights at about 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and you can, of course, keep your eyes out on the associated YouTube. And I have written down in the notes X feeds, but I can't get the X feed to work for the life of me. I'll keep playing around with it, see if I can work it out. And yes, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing with this still for the most part, but that's all well and good. And speaking of which, that means we need to go on over to our disclaimer. Let's hit that. And we're back. That seemed to work. All right, with all of that being said, let's get stuck into the Breaking Badly news and take a look at what's currently happening in some of the Upland markets. Now, let me bring that back up. I should have stayed on Sherry screen. Where is it? Not that one. Here it is. Now, I have expanded this to allow for Slough down there, and I've also patched a new thing in starting from this week, total properties for sale. Well, that's kind of played around with that. Every time I get a bit more space when I add a new city, I kind of expand it a bit more. Of course, many people, myself included, put properties up for sale that aren't technically for sale. They're to block people from putting offers in, but I thought it might be an interesting metric just to follow. Nevertheless, we'll see how it goes. You can always change it if need be. So, 90-day average transaction volume, we're down 4.2%, going back down to the 26, just under 27 million range. Trading volume also down 2.6%. 1,645. Unique active wallets down 3%, 74,720 for the week. Total unminted properties, only 800 properties minted through the week. That seems incredibly tiny. Very strange. Don't know what to think about that one. Maybe with this Slough update, maybe that'll change, but of course more properties come in and a few more go out. City floor markups. Look at this now. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cities now. 30% markup or less for USD. Woohoo. I thought we might even see below 25% this week, but that seems like that's a pretty kind of, well, I was going to say hard floor, but I don't know about that. Although I do know if you caught Elslack's video that dropped, when was that, yesterday or the day before, he's out there gobbling up some of those low-hanging fruit bargains too, and I doubt he'll be the only one gobbling those up and flipping for some UPEX with the new city releases and whatnot. But yes, lots of orange there and plenty of red as well. Only cities in the green is LaSalle, which is an outlier, and Rutherford is the only, that's really the only true city that's above 100%. Which is quite interesting to have a look at. Anyway, best bet to buy for UPX and sell for USD currently is Stockton. Buy for just under 4,000, sell for $3. Don't know how fast they move, so take it with a grain of salt. Rio and Detroit also not too bad options. Detroit, 4,500 buy-in, sell for $3. Rio, 4,666 buy-in, sell for $3. Look at all those $3 floors. Maybe I should start marking those as well. Heaps and heaps and heaps of $3 floors now. Look at that big block on there. Nashville, New Orleans, Oakland, Portland, Queens, Rio, etc. Worst spots to buy for UPX and sell for USD currently, or on the flip side, the best spot to buy for USD and sell for UPX looks to be South Lake Tahoe. Buy for $18,500, sell for $5. And other ones not looking too good. Santa Clara, buy for $42,750, sell for $12.50. And Bermuda, buy for $149,000, sell for $45. Where's old mate Manhattan? Not too bad. Buy for $68,000, sell for $25. Yeah, 48%. So, all right. I didn't even have a look at the change figures here. Let's see what's jumping out. Bakersfield up on the USD, off the $3 floor. That's a good sign. Berlin up just over 9% on the UPX, was 22,000, now just under 24,000. Bronx down on both the UPX and the USD. Was 10,500 last week, now under 10,000, was $4.50, now $3.90. Buenos Aires down on the UPX, almost 12%. Dallas down on both. Fresno bucking the trend, was 6,000 UPX last week, now $7, still flat on $3. Kansas down 12.6%. What's another big one? Miami. Somebody's doing some buying for UPX, selling for USD there, because we're 17.3% up on the UPX. Was 12,700 last week, now just under 15,000. And we're down just over 12%, was 569 last week, now flat at 5. And then a bit choppy all over the place. Rio down on the UPX. And what's Tokyo doing? Tokyo, because that was smashed last week, wasn't it? So we've had a 7.1% recovery on the UPX, was just under 14,000 last week, now just under 15, and 9.3% drop on the USD. Same situation would appear to be going on there. Someone's buying up for UPX and selling for USD. Was 550 last week, now under 5. And yes, that's about all I've got to say about markets, unless anybody else wants to chime in. Something going on with the markets? No. Yes, I'm out of the USD buying and selling for UPX kind of stuff at the present. I'm still trying to stack my bag for, well, we got Slough. I'll probably do something there. We've got Genesis Week coming up, and I also have to bank that $250,000 for the Upland Chronicles new series that I'm doing. That's just been completely put on the back burner the last month and a half, as I've had, if you've been following along on X, I've been doing a whole bunch of construction in real life, so that's kind of taken the focus away from that. And on top of that, I've taken on some student teachers at work as well. So the in real life situation is busy. So whenever that happens, the Metaverse takes a back seat, of course. But it's one of those Bueller Man. Eventually, one day soon in the future, I will get onto it and get her all done. All right, I told Swally and Bueller Man I was going to have a long rant at the start. How are we doing this evening, peoples?
Hey, good evening, Ben. I'm pretty good. I've not had the best week outside or IRL, but yeah, it's not too bad. Haven't caught up with all the Upland news of late, so I'm happy to go through it with you tonight and see what's going. The premium collection's got me interested, albeit it might be out of my price range.
Yep, and we welcome Bueller Man back from his holidays, and shout out to Nesme as well, who's out there and back from holidays. How you doing, Bueller Man?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, It was a family trip with 2 little kids, so not much vacation, more work. Huh? But it was good to leave our home and say, hey, now new area, and just try relax as much as possible.
Nice, that's good.
And by the way, read all this nice or not so nice announcement, live updates, change logs, and what happened in the last week, and yeah, shake my head very often about this stuff.
Interesting.
Coming or not coming eventually soon, Next shot, please.
Yes, well, we're very happy to have you back because you always offer some unique perspectives and a glimpse into that side of things. So yes, glad to have you back on board, mate. All right, we'll dive straight into it because we got a fair bit to cover tonight, and we're going to go off on a few tangents. But we'll start off with the Slough update. So if you didn't see, Lisette put a thing out before to say listed below are 3 launchpad properties in Slough. Those of you who will be driving to Slough can park here: 3 Lismore Park, 39 Tons Lane, 236 Rochford Gardens. The question that I saw bandied around a bit is, why would a starter city require launch properties for car parking? Do all of these FSA players have cars?
No, it's for all the chief executives who want to save the 20 UPIX for the train from London. Because mostly of them don't even were at London before the release was not the release time, but the release as it was announced. So heavy traffic on the international terminals the last days.
Yes, absolutely. And I was going to be one of those kind of penny pinching chief executives, but the terminals or the launchpad properties weren't available, so I had to fly over. Yeah, I had to dig into my pocket. And speaking of which, I'll collect those. Yeah, so I'm over there. I don't really know why, other than wanting to get a showroom property. I don't really know why I'm there. Maybe I'll happen to be online and available once it all goes live, and I might snag a collection to flip for USD. I don't know. I don't really know why I'm there, other than the fact that I'm there.
So you're going to be up at 2 or 3 a.m. for that, are you?
No, because
I think release will be in about 4 or 5 hours when the Ukrainian developers got to work. This were the last time when these Ninja releases take part. This was not the Americans doing it, but the Ukrainian devs, I think. So maybe in about 4 to 5 hours from now.
Yeah, no cities available.
But no advice, no financial advice.
No, not financial.
No, I'm with you. I think it'll be 2 a.m. So 5 hours from now. Oh no, that's midnight, isn't it?
7 o'clock now. Yeah,
3 p.m. here. So just after finishing the normal work.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing there, other than I want to buy a showroom property. But I did see too. Somebody asked. It might have been Hanzilla asked through the week. I think he pinged Lisette and asked, what's happening with showrooms in South Lake Tahoe, or the city halls in South Lake Tahoe and Bermuda? And he was a bit peeved to find out that there apparently is no plans to put a city hall in either of those areas. So anybody, myself included, who built showrooms or had areas thinking they were going to turn those into MetaVentures, apparently not. So if you are in that position, maybe if everyone kicks up enough of a stink, maybe they'll change their mind. But apparently it's not on the cards anytime soon, at least.
Well, you wouldn't be able to build a MetaVenture at all a showroom at least in
Bermuda.
But yeah,
that's a bit of a weird one.
Maybe they can just expand it to the San Francisco or something that's nearby.
Yeah. Paid transportation mechanics will probably take care of all that. I don't know. As I keep saying, I've kind of cracked that can of worms, and I'm just going to stick with it, ride it out, get one property in every other city at least, as I continue to downsize. We'll see what happens. But yes, not a lot going to be available in Slough, although I still think it's weird that they've gone to the trouble to put starter launch pads there, because it's mostly FSA. But you never know.
Yeah, but no minimum UPX mint price, because they aren't sure if the comma is at the right place.
They wouldn't dare, would they? Jeez, wouldn't that be hilarious? So yeah, only 15% properties non-FSA. So I think Stockton, Trenton, I didn't go to those back in the day. I just purchased a showroom property off the secondary for those. Penny pinching again, would I rather mint one myself rather than pick it up off the secondary? Yeah, of course. I
think the 15% will not last as long as you need.
Yeah, I don't think so either. See what happens. All right, so that was that. We also had that the Genesis Week Design Challenge has finished, and by all accounts, they had heaps of entries this year. Lisette's put out big shout out to everyone who submitted for our 2024 Genesis Design Challenge. Submissions are now closed. The winner will be unveiled at the Genesis Live Award Show. And she said, P.S. this year we've had the most submissions ever. What a creative group we all have here. I did see several designs being shared all around the place. Predominantly on X and whatnot. D-Tech showed me some of the stuff he was working on. The level of detail that he put in his is just crazy. Like, you look in the windows and there's all this stuff going on in the windows. So yes, some very talented people out there. Shout out to D-Tech. He sent me a DM before when I checked it when I got home from work, and it's like, Canada's just been hit by a tornado, and it was right near our house. It is his sleeping time. It's almost his waking up time soon. So I hope everyone over there is okay. Because tornadoes, they're no freaking joke, are they? Certainly get your attention. Anyhow, now, the next little bit of stuff I've got to go on. I don't really know if this is a rant, a worry. I don't know what this is. I did kind of cover this in the Blockweb Beat podcast, but I thought it was worth having a look at again because, it's nice to get other people's perspectives, and a bit more information has come to light, and I did kind of dig into this a little bit more as well. So if you didn't see this, there's this new kid on the block called Box Game FI, and their claim to fame is that they're going to revolutionize gaming by integrating blockchain and Monopoly. That kind of sounds familiar. I kind of said in my little rant that I went on the other podcast, I said, wait a minute, Monopoly and the blockchain, you may remember that Upland was originally marketed as being like Monopoly on the blockchain. And as I said then, that's precisely the angle that hooked me in to try it way back in the day. I put the call out, is Upland about to be officially usurped? Perhaps, but Upland by and large seems to have moved far away from all that anyway. And that's probably just as well. I kind of got a bit salty here. I said probably just as well, considering how deeply ignored the property trading aspects of Upland have been for so long. For example, we're still waiting for those long ago promised property management tools, and Upland is about to start its 6th year of development. So that was my kind of salty little rant. What do you think about that? Any thoughts, suggestions on that? New kid on the block, moving in?
We'd have to think that Upland have got the first kid on the block, or the first mover. So I haven't heard of it until you mentioned it the other night, and I still haven't looked at it. I'm just trying to find it now. But
yeah, shout out to Steve who gave me the link. I've got that here, Swally. We can have a look at it. Yeah. So what do we got here? Box Game FI, master your wealth, play Monopoly on the blockchain, navigate between the virtual and the real world. Box Game FI invites you to buy, sell, trade, and strategically plan in the global real estate market. Experience authentic economic interactions and build your business empire in the game. Sounds pretty familiar to me. It all kicks off apparently in 30 days or 31 days or thereabouts. So BoxFI is a pioneering blockchain gaming platform designed to revolutionize the boundaries of traditional gaming and investment. At the core of this platform is a blockchain-based Monopoly game that goes beyond mere entertainment and serves as an economic experiment, allowing players to invest, trade, and accumulate wealth in a virtual world. In the world of Box Game FI, we are not just creating a game, we are building an entirely new economic reality. It is a stage where every player can explore, create, and accumulate real value in the digital realm. We believe that through intelligent investments and strategic planning, everyone has the ability to become an architect of their own destiny. Here, every subtle shift in the economy is not just a game of numbers, but a force that impacts reality. Through Box Game FI, we are not merely playing a game, we are weaving the future of a wealth community where everyone can participate. I mean, it's not copy
sounds
and
like a
pasted
clone
from Upland. Sounds very cloney, doesn't it? They have interactive competition and cooperation, asset trading and management, economic system. Yes, all right, cool. NFTs to buy, sell, and trade. The link to this will be in the description, so if you want to go and check it out yourself. What kind of differentiates it here a little bit is we've got data storage. Box Game FI uses IPFS for storing game static images, and then it went away. Front-end interface, back-end server, smart contracts. I don't know about this. It'll be very interesting to see what kind of stage of development this comes out straight out the box. Like, is this going to come out with fully fleshed out mechanics and whatnot? If so, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, maybe they are doing the same development plans like Upland, just release something totally unfinished to say, hey, we got something, and then deliver the functions. That is why I'm worried about all these property management tools they promised us. We don't get any bit of it, so there is nothing in development. So it may take 10 years to get something, because if they release the first thing, it will be maybe the search function or something.
Yes, and there is a white paper there too if you want to go and check it out. See if that's going to load. So yes,
it would be interesting how much of the Monopoly will be in this environment. If it's just a clone of the board game, that could be a nice idea. But this sounds like they just used the term Monopoly to attract the players who know Monopoly and think, hey, cool, let's check this out, and then boom. Same like Upland catched me years ago.
Yes. It's interesting, like this is their white paper. If you listen on the Spotify, it's a very detailed 3D kind of environment. Looks very gamified, whether that's just example graphics. Who knows? Upland has previously put out images like this as well. The band's shared out when you saw the drones delivering crates through the city and whatnot, as an example. So, yes.
Yeah, but we don't know if this is on the roadmap, but we have to wait 20 years for it.
Maybe. Or imagine if this one here, if that's a screenshot from the actual game, that looks like a very idle clicker mobile-ish sort of game right there.
Yeah, so. we are just seeing the web article with the share on Facebook and share on Twitter buttons. Maybe you are looking in the white paper and don't share it. Yes. Oh, this looks...
There we go. There you go.
Oh, maybe yeah, this looks like all this app SimCity games from mobile.
Yes.
Like idle clickers, and this is just generating the in-game currency without doing anything.
And there is an in-game currency. I forget what it's called. It's going to be...
MET. M-E-T.
MET, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's like a lot of crypto games already, isn't it? They launch the coin first and raise the funds, and then... So at least Upland has probably done it the right way. And with anything, maybe a bit of competition will help Upland, or motivate Upland to get things done faster, to make players a little bit happier, because they seem to be more what we ask for. So, I mean, they keep bringing out all this stuff that we don't want. I mean, we want eventually, but not necessarily straight away. When just to simply be able to put a property in a collection. If you own 2,000 properties, like I don't even bother trying to maximize my collection because it's just too much of a pain in the ass.
Yes,
but maybe we can take this white paper, throw it in one of the AIs, and just ask, "Hey, compare it to Upland." And it would be interesting to see what ChatGPT and Co will
I just sort
deliver.
of like
Maybe one word it's got cloned, or because
Ben's light just went off.
Well, have a look at this image, Swally. Look, they're teasing us already. That's Sydney right there. Sydney,
but
Sydney
isn't
Aquatics.
that IP? We're not allowed to do that. Like, I don't know. Apparently, I'm not allowed to build an opera house or a harbour bridge or a Centrepoint tower or any other intellectual property.
Yes.
Yeah, this looks like all this. This coin blaster games, match 3 or something. You need to do something, but it's much to read.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else in here. I haven't seen.
Pages. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through all that. I haven't seen the any costs or anything like that, but it does say that it's 30 days away. So yeah, there's links in the description if you want to check that out further yourself. So I did say that Upland appears to have moved away from the whole monopoly on the blockchain, but just after I released that podcast, well, what do you know? On X, they shared this article, which is an interview with Dirk, and that's only 3 days ago. And the headline is Monopoly-inspired game allows you to become virtual landlord in 200 billion metaverse. 200 billion metaverse? Anyway, so yes, they're still very much using that tagline, Monopoly-inspired. I guess they're not saying that Upland, I don't think they've ever said that Upland is Monopoly on the blockchain, but they've certainly alluded to it with some of their words.
I think Dirk said that they like playing Monopoly and then just start thinking about how to transfer something like that to Web3.
Yes, and they've also managed. They've talked about it being like Pokemon Go here as well. So, So all the links for that are in the description if you want to check that out. But yes, it appears that Upland does have, after a very long time, some actual full-on competition. Maybe. Not 100% sure. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Could be good.
Yes. Now, shout out to Livestar Jazzy Jazz, who a couple of days ago gave me the heads up that she asked if I held any of the old Green Rabbit NFTs from back in the day, and I said no, I flipped all mine on Atomic Hub years ago once all that crap went down, and pretty much soon after I got booted out of the team because I was telling them a few things and they didn't like what I was saying. Another salty rant there, but yeah, she giving the hints to this. Now, this is a Woofy airdrop campaign going on. Now, I don't attest to any of the security associated with this. Of course, do your own research, yada, yada, yada. But I did claim the Woofy airdrop. I went through, I linked my Atomic Hub thing, and I got 47 million Woofy. So, I don't know, just for doing nothing. So, shout out to you, Jazzy Jazz. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, in case this is one of the things I forgot to do just before we got going. So if you wanted to check it out, it's claim.woofy.io. So if you do have some NFTs sitting around in Atomic Hub, might be worth checking it out. But as I said, not financial advice, do your own research, etc. All right, now that brings us over to... Now, this is pretty massive news, I suppose. What do you think about the whole general aviation airports being announced?
$150,000 income for Upland from these packs.
Is that what it works out to?
Yeah, and years for us to wait for some functionality.
Is that right? That's 15,000, isn't it?
500 packs for $300.
Don't ask me to do math.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Calc.exe.
I shouldn't doubt. Man.
It's
No.
$150,000.
There's a lot. Yeah,
It's a lot of money. So, Upland is soaring to new heights with the introduction of private aircraft, which we knew was coming, and general aviation airports. I think that was you speculating that was coming.
Yeah,
well, Swally, just recently, right?
I was saying surely you can't just have planes taking off from houses.
Yes.
So you have to have something. Yeah.
Goes on to say, we're thrilled to announce the arrival of general aviation airports, which will feature unique hangar structures where players can fly, land and park their planes. These exclusive airports will be located in cities that do not have commercial airports. Interesting. Adding a new dimension to your first-class travelling experience. Blah, blah, blah. A bit more information about that. Prime bundles. Take advantage of the first general aviation airport bundle sale where you can get your very own airport. Each bundle includes 3 properties from various cities around the world, including Beverly Hills, with opportunities to acquire a general aviation airport lot, an international terminal, or even a landmark. Additionally, 35% of the properties are collection properties. So, does that mean if you buy one of these, you're not guaranteed an airport?
No. There were some. I think, it's gambling. Just searching for the calculations. I think it was in a German community. They just put together how great are your chances to get something relevant. Yeah, because you need to. Okay, here's this. Yeah, because you only have about 50. 10 airport properties per city. Yeah. These are 50. Then you go a bit down. Then international terminals are 9, so 59, and 2 landmarks. So 61 interesting properties.
Yep.
If you don't gamble for the collection properties, but there are 61 out of the 1,500. So you have a chance of 4%. Around 4 or 5% to get useful property for your $300. I don't know what
bucks.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's if you can say, okay, so I get properties valued with a mint value of 300,000 APIX or something like that. That you can say, okay, it's just the same as if I wouldn't buy the APIX direct from store, but it's. Yeah, various cities, including Beverly Hills.
So you could get a massive property that's worth $1 million UPEX, say, the $100 for in Bakersfield or somewhere. Ooh, that's hardcore gambling.
I was expecting that you would get at least one property that was an airport property or something.
No, it's only 50.
Oh, in that case, I'm definitely not in.
That sounds crazy. What are they doing? They're stealing the acronym. MVA, Metaverse Ventures Australia. Previously Metaverse Ventures Alliance. Good on you, Upland.
Metaverse Aviation.
Yeah, and the question is, as they state here, that there are different models for the different status levels. 1 purchase per plane type. So if I'm an executive, can I buy one of these MVA 100 Sparrow and another executive too, or are we two competing for this one model of this type?
That's interesting. Yeah, that's going to be fascinating to see how that works out on the secondary markets too.
Yeah, but the secondary market is just many of the counter trades, because I don't think we get plane showrooms as fast as needed. It's like the same like I think when cars were released, the showrooms or meta ventures to sell them just took months to get ready, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Oh, and look at this. We've got new status levels. Cool.
Yes, just to get the big A back to the game, huh?
Vice chair. Oh, yeah, I think Sir Ness was saying he's got 300 million liquid UPEX at present or something. That's
Yeah.
He hasn't
bonkers
bought
to
anything
think
for a
about.
long time.
Ooh,
Yeah, he just
might be saving up.
the last time he wrote something in Discord is 8 months ago, and he wasn't the active Discord user as some others, but sometimes you could have read something from him, but there's nothing in the last month. Maybe because he don't know what to do with this Monopoly-like game, or it's too much work because of all of his properties and collecting fees and so on and so on.
Oh God, can you
Well,
imagine?
He has done the minimum to get the 14.7% bonus.
Yeah.
But that seems to be
that's
the
good.
only activity that I can see that he's done in the last 6 months plus.
Yeah.
What does this mean here? The cost of these planes will be a pilot fee. This fee does not reflect the value of the aircraft.
Yeah, there were some speculations too that you don't actually buy the plane, you just pay a fee to get one free or something. It's like every announcement from Upland, you have so many ways to get your thoughts on it and interpret something into their sentences. I don't know why they don't get the point and say, hey, you have to pay 100,000, then you can use this plane for free. Maybe you don't own it, but you can use it for free. But all this blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, the Goldsmith is on board. He's replied, wow, looks like Upsland is getting $300 of his annual budget very soon. What else we got? Who cares? Fix the desktop treasure hunting feature so we don't have to use our small screens. Awesome. I'd really love to have an additional status at 5 million. Yeah, years ago I put up different status levels. Plenty of people have done that through the years. All right, seems reasonably
and
positive.
It would be
chat.
interesting the maximum Apex collect fee limit, or I don't know how to tell it. You just accumulate how much you can accumulate. I think this will just increase with this new levels too, so they don't want to don't want to get the big whales to lose so much Apex because they hit some of this.
Some of the limits, yeah.
Yeah, the limits. Yes.
$300, that's quite a hefty tag for what is essentially a massive gamble to have the chance at a hangar. That's going to be followed up of a sale to have a chance at a plane, the price and features of which is totally unclear. Yeah, there's not a lot of FOMO in this for me. There's a lot of interest to see how it all plays out, though. I mean, if you're going to land one of these, the secondary value on those, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that buy into the FOMO that'll be chasing it. So, I don't know.
There's
if
only
you're willing to take the gamble.
Yeah, there's only
Good
61.
luck.
Yeah, that I thought there was going to be like 500 plots all around Upland, but
yeah.
Shows you how much I didn't read into it. Well, I haven't read it yet, so. But whatever
well,
FOMO I did
50.
have, it's gone.
Gone out the window. She's gone. Yeah, 50 private airport terminals. Wow.
We are just asked in some of our German chats, why don't they take advantage of the big airports too? Because when we flew to holidays and flew back, there were so many of these Learjets and all these small private business planes like this MVA, they are releasing, and they are on the commercial airports too. They have not between the 737 from Boeing or Airbus or something, but so why don't they expand the existing airports or just say, hey, you can use the airport from some others and he can generate some Apex with it. So maybe, I built a hangar on my property, but all these airport properties are too small for it. You just say, hey, you can put your plane at my hangar for 5 Apex a day, 10 Apex a day or something like this. But I think this is something they may have thought about, but it would need so many coding work to get in the game to get something like this going, So that maybe soon in the future, in the next decade or something, there will be something like this. And these separate props with separate buildings where you can park only your plane on your building is the easiest way to get this going. So this baby steps Idan mentioned. But I think they will just dump this to us and then focus on the next big thing they are announcing. And just say, hey, you got airplane. Don't complain. Come, next topic.
Yes. There's plenty of room around all of the existing airports. So, they could designate an area for, a private airplane terminal or whatever. That would make sense. You could have shuttle taxis or shuttle, a different system running you to the train station from there or to the terminal. There's plenty of stuff that they could to really
many ideas for meta ventures for the players to create around an airport. This like in the airport near us is called Airport City. Blah blah blah. Plain Düsseldorf Airport City, because there's everything. You have shops. You can stay there. There are even people coming only to do shopping at an airport. So they don't use the airport to fly somewhere, but so they could just get business hubs, or like you want to call it, and the room is there. If you take a look at the JFK properties, or even Washington, San Francisco, this is not in the center of Tokyo where you don't have any space for anything, but there is room. But maybe the ideas we thought about are too good to get in baby steps.
Yeah, well, it's true. People do that. I've done that myself with Maya and the kids in Japan. We went for a day trip to the bloody airport just to check out the planes. And like I said, there's always specialist shops there and whatnot. So that's definitely
we were with the kids too. There are visitor terraces where you can take a good look about the field where the airplanes get prepared to start and land, and all this heavy ground traffic around the plane while they're getting them ready to fly. It's really interesting. Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe soon in the future for our kids we get something here.
Oh, there we go. We got our first one. We've got a few extra people who jumped in chat. I saw Smiley Man, thank you for adding Kinder. If you haven't been added and you want to jump in with your salty or your 2 cents, just drop a message in chat. And Smiley Man's got some button control now. We worked out how to do that, so he'll guide you on in.
Just for your message, people that message in the actual backstage chat, I can't post that on the screen. It's only in the YouTube chat that I can post.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Yep. All good, mate. All right, so I think that takes us on over to what I pegged as the main topic for the show. As I've got this down as abracadabra. So yes, we finally get an update on the next phase of Totems, but my kind of first reaction was, whoa, that's an unexpected twist and quite a fairly hefty hocus pocus price tag to boot. I think I talked about it last week, my process for working out what the main topic is going to be. The image for this week's thumbnail popped straight in my head. So yes, we'll dive into that, shall we? Now, Swally, you said you didn't really have a good read through this. I certainly haven't had a good read through this myself either, so this will be kind of new for us. So we've got a few people both in chat and whatnot, so maybe you can school us in if we start rambling off about just utter nonsense. Give us a slap. So yes, introducing Totem-Potions. Evolve your totems. I think many of us expected there was some kind of twist going to come through for Chapter 2 of Totems. Not sure that we expected that it was going to be evolving your totems, but I guess that kind of makes sense if you think they're like kind of Pokemon-y things. Anyhow, it says, as we prepare for the next cycle of Totems, we're thrilled to announce the arrival of Totem-Potions. These magical elixirs are designed to help you upgrade and evolve your totems. Shout out to Danny P2000, who's got over 200 totems. I imagine his eyes bugged out of his head when he thought, oh crap, now we're going to have to buy potions to bloody upgrade these things. Yes, he goes on to say, making them more powerful and more efficient. But there's a twist. Yeah, you got to pay big dollars to buy them. No, that's not the twist. It says, evolving requires burning one of your... What?
Yeah, if I understand it correctly, you can only burn one. Every player can only burn one whether you've got 1 or 200. And if you burn more than one, well, you just screwed it up. You'll lose whatever else you burnt. And you can upgrade one.
Yeah, we will see an increase in the unique active wallet in the next days.
So burning,
Multi-accounting.
Burning one of your totems will open up the UI for you to be able to upgrade all of your other totems.
No,
is that what
No.
You just burn one totem, then buy the potions and activate and do something with this. And okay, this is coming next. But it's only you burn one and you may get one better. To just
get one better.
7 days later.
Wait.
Wow.
So you burn your totem and it's gone forever, but you get another totem, or?
This is like I understand it. You burn one of the existing totems, do something with the potions, gather some points from these potions and combinations, and then you will get an upgraded totem.
So if I understand it correctly, basically you might burn an orange one and then end up with a blue one as a result.
Yeah, or a red
maybe.
One
yeah, or you just get one of the other stats boosted. Not the feeding interval, but I would say payout, not payout, but the protem gain or something like this. Or maybe the max protem accumulated will get higher. So one of the stats will increase. I'm sure a cheetah will stay a cheetah, so this would not change. But all these other stats may get better. You might upgrade your totem from orange to red. This is, but it doesn't guarantee.
Well, there's the important point there. Burning a totem will result in an upgrade, so you're not going to come out worse off, but it's not going to guarantee that you get the same totem back or any of its traits. They might change. So if you're somebody who went all in on the reds or the oranges because that suits your day-to-day schedule, well, you might do this and find out you get a brown one that has to be fed, more regularly or whatever. So
that's exactly why I didn't get involved, because after round 1 I did exactly that. I went and sourced orange and green, which is 8 and 24 hours. So green ones I do once a day, orange I do every 8 hours. I don't want a brown, which ends up on a 12-hour schedule, because that'll throw it out again. So I looked at that and just went, I'm happy with the schedule I got. I mean, I wouldn't be against getting more orange or more green, but I don't want, ones that are on the different time schedule, and I have to. I mean, 3 times a day is already a lot, so I don't want to do 4 or 5 times a day.
No.
Right.
So this is interesting too. Oh, sorry, kind of go ahead, mate.
Oh, well, no, I have some that are like every 6 or 7 hours, something weird, and those really stink. And if I could get those changed to something, a 24-hour or something like that, it would help me out. So I can see benefits for it.
So rolling the dice, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It says here there are 2 main types of totem potions. One you need, what it says required, to begin the process, and then you need to have another one to level it up.
Yeah.
Well, I'd looked at the sale. I registered for the sale. I wasn't interested in the USD ones, but I thought, you know what? I planned to get up at 4:30 a.m., which was just a couple of hours after the release anyway. And I thought if there's a couple of the $6,000 ones, 6,000 UPX ones, I might grab 1 or 2. Of course, by the time I got up, they were all gone. But turns out that even if I did that, wouldn't be able to do the system anyway. Only 1 totem per player will be counted, and if a player burns more than 1, we will only count the last one burned within the window. I mean, that should be that kind of
in fat and in big and red and just blinking letters to because it's the countdown to the first who complains because he burned 2.
Well, it's going to happen. That's what's silly. It should be blocked within the mechanics of it that you can't do it because people are going to do it and they're going to be butthurt to the extreme. It just shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to. You got to idiot-proof these things.
Yeah, because I think maybe someone will burn a totem, but don't own this evolution potion. You need to start all this process. No? So I just read on Twitter, hey, I bought some potions just to discover I need a totem for it. This is the way around too. There's something to buy in the store, and someone just bought. But it's
oh boy.
Yeah.
Q Discord.
Yeah.
Well, you can't protect people from everything. The classic "do not iron shirt on body" bloody thing on the disclaimer on
yeah,
the
don't
shirt
put your
label.
cat in the microwave to get it dry.
Yes. So there's got to be a limit, but I do think there should be. It should be within the UI. It's like many of the NFT burn mechanics that you do, or blend mechanics. It shows you what you have, what you want. If you're missing something, it shows you what you're missing. It can take you to the marketplace if you click on it, and you can obtain that. If you have more of that, it doesn't just automatically burn it. It will burn the right combination. You get what you want. If you have leftovers, you can see what's left over, and then you can make the decision: do I want to buy the missing ingredients, or do I want to sell these extra ones?
This is all on the roadmap, I think.
NFTs. Oh boy, yeah. So yes, extra points. The evolution potion should match the totem you're burning, or you will receive a 20-point penalty on the leaderboard for a mismatch. So even if you do all that, you get all the right stuff, you might have a potion that doesn't match your totem, and you're gonna get penalties. What the?
Yeah, this is and again this leaderboard shit from the Looker Studio from Google, which will update once a day if if one of the stuff presses the button. I don't know why they keep with this shit all the time. All this racing event. The developer in me is screaming again every time I read leaderboard, because I know it's just this shit. Like
the two bits I don't understand about this is the leaderboard. First thing that came to my mind was, well, you just interviewed Danny P, who's got 200. So if that's anything to do with it, there's no chance that I, with my 10, are going to beat Danny P. So why would I compete?
That's right.
Two is we can only upgrade one. So why is there a leaderboard if we can only upgrade one?
One of each
am I missing
at a time or something?
Am I missing something? Like I'm confused, and I'm like, look, I'm just going to wait for round 2. Maybe I'm getting too old. I don't know.
Kinda.
You can only get an evolution from the $26 thing, and you can only evolve one though. So it seems like it's a mess altogether.
Yeah. So
and this marked sentence is the next point. I just saw that they are selling something for USD, and I just said, okay, I skip it. But now if I read this, the more points you earn, the higher your totem will be prioritized from upgrade. So you just there's it again. You may get an upgrade because there's only a predetermined list of upgrades available. So they say, hey, we get this 10 upgrades, maybe one upgrade from orange to green totem, and if you have enough points, you are the first in line who will be able to get one of these updates.
Have they minted new totems?
No, I just don't get any news. I think they will
I
mint
think you're right.
They must mint them after all this leaderboard, and leaderboards are finalized or something like this, I think.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I kind of... Oh, sorry, mate. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if they all stay 1-on-1. They'd have to, wouldn't they?
If they have a predetermined list of upgrades, they will stay one-of-ones. But there are many combinations which are free, so which aren't minted yet. So you can just theoretically you can make a list of all totems which could be available. Just take everything from the list of which is already minted, and then you get the possible combinations which are available for
Well, there'd have to be a lot of gold ones, and
I think gold ones will be if you have 1 million points spent with all your potions things or something.
I don't know. Again, I've got nothing.
I like your point, Swally, like comparing this to the structure ornaments leaderboard, where it's from the get-go, there's no way you're going to compete.
No.
The more points you earn, the higher your totem will be prioritized. So they're really pushing the pay-to-play aspect here, which is fair enough if there's very clear delineations of, if you do this or you buy this, then you're guaranteed this. But this is all like, I'm really disliking the gambling aspects. They're going to say it's not gambling, sure, but that's what it feels like. You really, they're doing two things at once. They're pushing more and more USD sales with no clear outcomes for what you're going to get. It's so much is becoming more and more chance based. It doesn't.
But are we getting anything?
I don't know.
Bill, I mean, you might be able to answer this better. But are we getting anything any better? Like, so if I've got a green totem that pays out once every 24 hours, is that paying out much less than a gold totem that pays out once every 2 days?
It was dependent. It's so many months ago, the last totem cycle I was in.
But I don't think the payouts were that
I think
different.
it's what the totem amount was the same, but the distribution was a bit.
So even if you do upgrade, okay, fine, you might not have to put in more food as regular. So maybe you go from green, which is 24 hours, to gold, which is 48 hours. Awesome, you got a gold totem, but ultimately you don't end up with more stem in the long term, or much more stem. Like, that's what I'm trying to understand.
It could be possible, no? If I don't know which one was the what defined the totem output of the totems, but this may be a stat which can level up too. So level, color, style, these everything about the type of the totem could increase. And but the next sentence, there's it again. The upgrade process is guaranteed. So I would understand an upgrade as something which get a positive effect for me and nothing negative.
Yeah. I mean, this looks awesome. Like these graphics here. Gamer Potion level 1, Fluid Potion level 2, Future Potion level 3. This looks awesome. It just needs to be simplified. Like, do X to get this one. Do it to get this one. Make it way more simplified. Take the gambling, low probability aspect way out of it. If it was a system like this where I knew clearly the steps that I had to do to guarantee that I could do this, then I'd be far more interested. But then there's the whole aspect where the supply of these is so limited, and you got to have this one to start it, this one to do it. It's just so convoluted.
Yeah, as I said, it's like every announcement we get from Upland, it is as unclear as possible. In my opinion, we won't get any clear announcement because that would mean that there is changed something in the minds of the ones who create these articles. Because it's every single time they release an announcement, it is as unclear as possible. It's like changelog. We made changes to treasure hunting. Point. That's it. You don't get any information. They announce, we go to maintenance. A few minutes later we are back. Then we get a changelog or change something in racing. So what? Then you ask. In general chat, then you get all these answers. I have to answer the team, or it's addressed to the team, or blah 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 blah. Because this community moderators just can deliver these questions, but aren't able to ask. This is This is something that we, as I said much, and we had. I think it's 1.5 years ago. We had. A short call with Dirk and the German community in German, which is much easier to talk. And it's every time communication. This is the thing where it's communication and expectations. These are the 2 points which needs to be fixed. We want to know what we are getting, not all this foggy informations or something like this. And it will be amazing. And it's. I'm on a rant. Sorry.
Yeah,
I need more coffee.
No, that's all good. I mean, if you listen on the Spotify, I'm sharing the in-game, in the store. There's this potions bundle available still. Now, it says the potions bundle includes 2 totem potions with the following probabilities. First item, 80% chance of receiving a level 2 potion and 20% chance for a level 3 potion. Second item, 30% chance of receiving a level 2 potion and 70% chance of a level 1 potion. Okay. If Upland is supposedly a game that's all about, it's available on mobile, this, that, and the other thing, we're pushing for mainstream adoption, they want to say it's not a game. Okay, it's not a game, but it's not an investment platform. If we're pushing for mainstream's going to download this on their phone and play it like a game, mostly. In-app purchases on mobile games, you know exactly what you're buying. You know exactly what it does. You don't buy an in-app purchase with a chance at a probability, and you don't need to sit there with a pen and paper and work out, okay, so if I do this, I got an 80% chance, so that means blah, blah, blah. It's way too confusing. People are just going to roll their eyes and go, whatever, and just move on. It's bizarre.
I've opened a train simulation game, and it's as you said. I just jumped to the store. I never visited this before.
Exactly what you want.
Your capacity of the train is increased by 10 for the next 12 hours. Boom. You pay 90 of the in-game currency, which you can then buy for USD or euros or some other stuff like to get in these games. So I'm getting the possibility of getting points in the leaderboard to maybe get an upgrade, and maybe the train will drive without any wagons on it, and you can transport nothing because they said you may probably get something.
It's and I've been saying this. I think I said last week. I've been saying this since the Telegram days, like a month or weeks after I downloaded the game, that they need somebody who has hardcore, proven mobile game development chops that can come in and say, okay, let's gamify it, this, and this, because they could have, whatever all of the individual options here, they could have those all available in the store, and people could go and buy exactly what they want. I think Laban put it in chat where the supply here for these, like 500, 650 of this, 1,000 of that, there's not even enough there for even a tiny percentage of the community to fully upgrade all of their stuff. So I get they're trying to really limit the supply to justify the price. Well, friggin' hell, make the bloody supply way more, drop the prices, make it clear that you're buying exactly what you need to do exactly what you want. They'd probably come out at the end of the day with way more money, way more informed and happier community. It's just mind-boggling. They just make everything so damn
you
confusing.
You get 500 of these evolution potions. You are about in the maximum. There will be 10% of all the totems, which may get upgraded if all these 5,000 totems are at 5,000 different users. I'm just asking my database how many different totem owners we have.
Bizarro. Oh, while you're getting that up, Bill, man, I'll just say too, like, I was kind of talking a little bit with somebody about this in DMs this morning. Now, I'm not going to put their name in there because I'm not going to put them on blast, but they did make a comment that kind of got me thinking. I think it's probably a bit more extreme than my view, but it kind of sets the stage for some of the feelings that are going around in the community. The comment was, I'm not a fan of this push to purely USD. I think that was in reply to me saying, I wonder how long until they're going to do the first USD-only city. Anyhow, I went on to say, obviously they need to keep the lights on, but they seem to have forgotten the business model they started with. Create reasons for people to want more UPEX. Sell UPEX in the store, profit. Goes on to say they've tanked the value of UPEX, killed their own business model in the process. Now they seem to be desperately scrabbling about to find a new business model. As I said, I think that's a lot harsher than my own perspective is, but it is very clear that there's a push for more and more USD, which makes sense. I don't think coupling that with really convoluted, confusing mechanics with extremely low supply is going to help anything. Bloody, as I said, expand the in-app purchases. Make them UPX. Give people a reason to want UPX. If you want to sell for USD, we'll have both options there available. Push the supply way out so, a vast majority of the community has a chance at getting what they want. So, anyhow, that's my little extra mini rant on that.
We have 1,425 different totem owners right now. We have 174 totems at Upland Bureau still left, so never get exchange from the passes. And you have Danny P at the leaderboard on top with a huge gap to Scotty with 79 totems. Danny has 215 in my database. Maybe not as accurate as the last place, but give a good thing. Then you have some people with 60, 50, 40, and then many in the mid-10s, so 10, 12, 13, 15, 17, so around this. Then you have some players like me for one totem for every type, and many ones with one totem. So if every one of these players is going to use a potion, then we get 500, so 500 upgraded totems, and I don't think, because many of this one totem owners are names I didn't see in any chats in Discord or in the general chat in-game or in any transactions in the last months. Every time I did some work in a database, so maybe many of this 1,400 players aren't active anymore because something is wrong. And let's take a look at and some of the I won't tell any names, but in the community there are some names which are heavy thought of doing multi-accounting. So you see this groups of names every time together, and all these are currently totem owners. So maybe there was some of the swapping to multi-accounting, but I don't have any proof of this, so I won't get any further until I'm just can query the database to get something to refer to. But oh, and the big A has totems too.
Nice.
But only 3.
All right. Yeah, we'll move on from that. As I said, hopefully they'll take some feedback like that on board, and we'll move on from there. Shout out to Jimmy Jester, who's joined us on the YouTubes as well. Speaking of which, it's a bit hard for us to see who's available on there. If you're watching on the YouTube, can you just drop a comment so that it pops up for us in our StreamYard UI so I can add you on the list of names for the live participants role, please? Otherwise, we might miss you, and that'd be a shame. All right, we'll move on. We've got some QIPS to cover. If you have an Upland-related question, insight, provocation, or statement that we can dive into on the weekly Upland Down Under podcast, then there's a link to the QIPS Google form in the description. And, of course, if you include your in-game name in your submission and it's used on the show, you'll win yourself some kind of prize. We got 2 this week, so that's 20,000 UPX given away to the community. We're going to start off with a statement from Kushal089, which you might remember is the owner and operator of the awesome Rustic Arts Metaventure, which is situated at 7754 Jellicoe Ave in LA. Bit of a free shout out for you there, Kushal. Anyhow, he starts off by saying, "We need a rant and positives compilation every week. It's essential to put our word through you in a nutshell for everyone to see, like an 8 to 10 minute video. You can just crop from this whole live stream and push it on Twitter, asking players for their views as well. A great way to get things stirring and people talking. You are like a political party in Upland. You represent us and put our word across." I'm going to take significant pushback on that. So we need a rant and positives compilation every week. Well, that's basically what this show is. Back in the day, I used to have a wine or a rant of the week, a wine of the week. And so, yes, we're not afraid to dive into things like that on this show. It's essential to put our word through you in a nutshell for everyone to see. Well, I don't know how true that is. The reach of any of these sort of podcasty productions is very tiny, but if you do have something to say, the QIPS form is a very good way to say it. As I said, it can just be a statement. You can just crop it from this whole live stream. I used to do that. It's just a time thing, especially at the moment with all of the construction I've got going on around the house. That's not going to happen for quite a while. I do like the idea. I do enjoy, clipping things out and pushing them out as their own little thing, but it's time consuming. And that's something I don't have a great deal of at the moment. A great way to get things stirring and people talking, absolutely. This bit, you are like a political party in Upland. You represent us all and put our word across. No, I'm just a freaking dickhead playing a game on my phone. I say that all the time. I got a big loud mouth and I run it. So that's about it. Political party, sounds bloody terrible. I don't know. Anybody's thoughts on that? I think we do a pretty good job of rant and raving, don't we?
I think so.
Yes. Oh, Kashel's here. Look at that. He's in chat. Well done. Thanks for putting those comments in. We'll add you in. So, yes, that's that one. It's a lot of that. As I said, it's just a time thing, which is in very short supply at the moment. Anyhow, next up, Rampant Quipser, Angry Ursia, has claimed himself another 10,000 optics by asking, will Upland deliver on Genesis season using the mission center for tracking tasks?
No.
And will it accomplish the task better than the leaderboard? He goes on to say, I suspect we won't see any new tasks this round, as implementing the mission center would have been the priority, assuming they are successful in the attempt. Thoughts on that? Are we going to see in-game tracking for Genesis season tasks?
Okay, as we are political, I vote for no.
Well,
I don't think.
Love it.
Squire Musa was asked, and he did all this. In German we say Eiertanz. If you don't want to tell something and you move around and just get your opinion, and I don't think they got it ready. Maybe it's development work of a few minutes to get something done, but I don't think we will get it. But hey, there is someone who has something like that.
Yes, I wonder who that would be. Yeah. What do you think, Swally?
Well, they've been saying that they're going to have it released by Genesis Week, for the Genesis Week season. So I'm just going to try and be more optimistic and say, yes, it'll be up there, even if it's still got some bugs and not working properly, which, let's face it, is probably more likely than not, regardless of whether it's Upland or not. I mean, anything and everything has bugs when it's first released.
But did they say Genesis Week 2024? Or did they just say Genesis Week?
Yeah, well, there's always those technicalities. I'll be optimistic and say, no, I mean, there has been a lot of development elsewhere, so they said they were going to do this. I assume that's where a lot of their focus has been.
Yeah,
on all the Genesis Week stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Deep inside, I'm hoping for that they implement it. Not because then my page will get less views or something, because I think the right place is in the app. Or in the game, if you're there, and not on some layer 2 developments. And I'm freaking out if there are so many great announcements or deliveries while Genesis Week. This would be nice as hell if you see some new Queensland Premier Prime Minister. Well, what a title!
Yes, no, thank you. I'm quite happy being one of the village idiots around here. I'll stick to that. Thank you very much. I would hope so. I would like to think so, that they're going to have that in, because I think a lot of us was expecting that was going to be in for Blossom season, and it didn't come through. It's kind of using that shitty leaderboard system's pretty dumb. So, yeah, you would hope so.
Well, I didn't look at it once this season, or the one just gone.
You just knew that you'd ticked them off and you were good to go.
I only needed 5. I was never going to go for the full book because I was never even going to try and get the referral one. Then there was a couple that were really difficult. The referral one, the 2 or 3 exclusive collections. Even though if you spent a lot of money in Washington, you could have done it. And there was one other one that was quite difficult too. And I just went, you know what? I'm not even going to try, but I know I'll get 5 without trying. So I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we are all casual gamers, like Thank Me Later, defined players who only do 5 to get the 14.7 back. We are all the casual gamers.
Yeah, well, I'm a casual player and a full-time hunter.
Treasure hunter, yes.
Yeah.
Just so.
Although I will say I've more than halved my time spent each day hunting now, which is a nice change. Albeit I've dropped a few chests and a little bit of profit from it, but the much smaller city of Washington is paying off. I just need a few more properties just to fill out the web a bit better. King Cody is the king of Washington. I think he had 270 properties, something like that.
Holy moly.
Oh, I'm at 39, and it's enough to do treasure hunting with 1.2 cents per chest around. So I'm okay with it. I'm not maxing out the 80 cents at all. So it doesn't get any much better, even if I'm doing 30 cents a day. It's okay. So I get one treasure more or less.
Well, my goal is just to get back to 1 cent, my cent ratio to 1, so I do 80 chests a day. That was what I initially set out to do. I was easily doing that in Queens. I could easily have probably done close to 150 if I wanted to spend 14, 18 hours a day. But the fact that you can find everything a bit quicker in Washington makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I know I'm giving King Cody a crap load of UPX, which is good because it's minimum fees.
Nice. All right. We'll say cheers for that, Cashel 089 and Angry Ursia. You both earned yourselves 10,000 UPX after fees. A reminder that if you submit a QIPS and you want to claim your prize for doing so, you must include your in-game name in your submission. If you just want to go on a rant, you can do that anonymously, of course. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, moving on to the Dynamic Node Builders in this week's Getting to Know Community Members segment, care of Mesme and the other members of the Dynamic Node Builders team. They're featuring Jaded Priest. Jaded Priest is currently an executive with a net worth just over 16.5 million UPX with 582 properties and a whopping 51.56 Spark. His home residence is in the St. James's neighbourhood of London, and let's go and have a sticky beak at what he's got going on in his account. And thank you, Boyd, and I think just jumped in there too. I'll note you down for the live participants. So yes, Jaded Priest, 16.5 mil net worth. Currently you got about 277,000 UPX, burning a hole in his pocket, 582 properties, 44,000 up squared. Progress chart, very hodlerish, very consistent there. Interesting that the property's net worth is far above the mint net worth, so a lot of secondary market purchases there. I guess there's a bit of a dip there in the properties. Got to 625 properties at one stage, chopped around a bit, and then it's kind of plateaued around now in that 580 mark. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at his official responses to the DMB questionnaire. In-game name, Jaded Priest. Uplander since September 2021. Been to Vegas? No. Do for a living? Break apart things that I like. Well, that's interesting. Tattoos? No. Guilty pleasure? Chess. One thing you will never do again. Eat anything with cilantro or coriander. Ha! Coriander's the bomb. Get it in your bucket list.
No.
No?
Oh, no.
Coriander. Nah, that's the shit.
No.
Bucket list, Antarctic cruise. Good one. Pet peeve, talking over people. God, my God, I'm bad at that, aren't I? Celebrity you know the most about? Richard Feynman? Never heard of him. If you could start a charity, tiger conservation. Famous fact about where you live. Miss World crowned here. 3 Uplanders you chat with regularly. Slolo, a Caprapi, and just NFT 3. No? Coriander haters out there, are we?
Yeah. Let's just go with yeah.
Ooh.
I once had it in a salad roll, and I thought the roll was rotten. I actually spat it out and worked out later it was coriander that was doing it. There's something about the coriander, it just does not agree with me. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I used to be like that, and then for some reason I switched, and now I can't get enough of the stuff. Shove it in my face any chance I get.
No. No.
I've broken him.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Jaded Priest. Now, you might have heard at the start of the show that I said there was something going on, a special campaign that the Upland Down Under Podcast is running in collaboration with the DMB. Well, Mesme and the Dynamic Node Builders team are seeking Upland community members to participate in the DMB questionnaire, an example of which you just seen or heard. They're especially looking to hear from Genesis Week attendees, although anyone can get involved, and in doing so, you'll be entered into a 50,000 UPX prize draw to be spun and won on whatever our Genesis Week show is going to be, whatever date. I haven't really sat down and worked that out myself yet. So yes, looking to get a few more participants in there. Doesn't matter if, yours doesn't get actually put on the show until after Genesis Week. Just get it in there, and then you'll be put in for the running for that 50,000 UPX. That's 50,000 UPX after fees too, as a direct transfer. By the way, you don't have to worry about burners and whatnot, assuming you can accept direct transfers, of course. So how do you enter? Pretty easy to do. All you have to do is send Mesme a DM on either Discord or on X. I would imagine you could probably send it to her in-game as well. Say good day to her and tell her that the Upland Down Under podcast sent you, and make sure you let her know that you're keen as to get involved, and don't forget to tell her your in-game name. I'll have links to the DMB server, Mesme's Discord, and Mesme's X account in the description as well. So pretty easy to do. Get in contact with Mesme, let her know that you're keen to get involved, and you will be entered into a prize draw to possibly win a $50,000 walk away. Thank you very much for the Rabbits prize. All right, moving on. Speaking of giveaways, we'll do a few more. Last week's weekly challenge was to get yourself in the contest channel within the MVA server. In regards to the Genesis Week city release, you had to let us know what city you thought it might be and what you hoped it was. You had to justify your answers for a chance to claim the bonus prize. I forgot about that caveat at the end there. I hope I covered that in the bonus prize. Anyhow,
I forgot to enter.
We'll see.
Again.
Yes. So what is the prize? Your name's going to roll on a list of all entrants for a chance to win 10,000 UPX after fees. And don't forget, of course, this will get yourself into the end of 2024 giveaway prize. Grand prize for that's always 1 million UPX after fees. So it's a good one there. More entries you get in, the more you get involved, the more chances you have to take away the prize. Shout out to Buellerman. He's already won it once, so he can tell you all about it. All right, now I believe we're good to go here. Let me go share screen on that. Should work. So this is for the weekly challenge. 10,000 UPX after fees goes to Jimmy Jester. Has just missed it. 6 week 6 has claimed another one.
Nice.
Well done, 6 week 6. I'll zoink out of there. I can leave that up anyway. I'll blab on a bit. So the bonus prize of 5,000 UPX goes to Laban, whose entry was. Now, see, you listen to this and see if you can pick why I chose this one. Laban said, I want to say Paris, which many people did. That was by far the biggest speculation. Goes on to say, because everyone else does, yes. But I'm going to say some city in Australia. Shout out. It's their time to be put on the effing map, the forgotten country and people, and to top it off, we will get runways for the top dogs with airplanes. There you go. That was thinking ahead for that. And drum roll, as a kicker, he reckons boats are going to be announced soon, so secure your waterfront property in advance, not financial advice in brackets. So, yes, thank you very much to everybody who got involved, and shout out to 666 and Laban. Your prizes will probably be out sometime within the next 48 hours, unless I forget, like I often do. So that was last week's challenge. This week's challenge is get yourself in the contest channel within the MVA server. Same as always, in regards to the Genesis Week city release. No, that's not what we're doing. I forgot to scrub that out. So no, if you couldn't guess already, it's all about the Totem-Potions system. So what do you think about that? What do you feel about that? Let us know your thoughts, and also how you feel about the obvious push into more and more USD-focused sales. Prize, your name will roll on a list of all entrants for the chance to win 10,000 UPX after fees, and don't forget, of course, this will also get yourself another entry in the 2024 end-of-year giveaway prizes, as I just said, but that is not all. You may have heard at the start of the show that we're being sponsored over the next couple of weeks by the one and only Laban. So, yes, your name will also go in the draw to win a killer 3-piece graveyard map asset set from show sponsor Laban and his Metaventure Graveyard Goods, currently located in Oakland and LA. Don't forget that if you own a property in the Lone Mountain San Francisco node, you can slash 50% off the retail price. DM Laban for more details, either in-game or on Discord. And as I say, give Laban a follow on X while you're at it. Links to all of his showrooms and his X account and whatnot are in the description. So, Swally, do not miss that one.
I probably will.
Probably will. We'll do it
I sit here doing the numbers instead, and I did think before I started the numbers, I must do the contest, and then I did the numbers, and by that time I've had enough looking at the computer.
All right. While I'm typing these in, if there's anybody else who's over on the YouTubes who wants to get involved in this next role, now I'm going to have to find a better system for doing this because I can't be doing this every week now that there's a few more people getting involved. Swally, can you just keep an eye, see if anybody else is going to pin their name in there?
Know that I can. We'll have to work out how to do that hashtag thing that other shows do.
Yeah,
just
that
type
doesn't
hashtag and
yeah, but then you need a piece of software to analyze the answers and get everyone who posted this.
Yeah, and it doesn't cover the people who are just in the StreamYard either. So, but there'd be an external way to do it for sure. There'd be some bloody thing. Click the link to do whatever. It's just a matter of time. I never think of these things until I sit down to do it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what I forgot to do. Anyway, we'll work through it manually. Not Mikhail. All right, I've butchered all those names. I'll have one last look.
Axo
did I get Boyden? I got Boyden, didn't I? Yes, private chat. Right. All right, we're good to go. So this is going to be a Samurai Aquatics map asset, either a Garden Bridge or a Love Heart Jacuzzi, your choice. That's the block. And that goes to... Oh, look at that. Hellfire. Congratulations, the Volga Uplander himself.
Nice.
You can jump in your Love Heart Jacuzzi and you can be the chilled out Uplander.
He has been recently, really.
I was watching his latest episode all about the saga of his washing machine. I didn't get to the end of it, so I left it on a knife edge. I had to start getting ready for the show, so don't spoil it. Don't tell me what happened. When I left off, he was talking about he was touching the exposed wires and electrocuting himself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, take it easy.
Our washing machine stopped working last year, and we looked at it and went, yeah, it's not working. All right, time for a new one. I didn't even think about trying to get it fixed. I was like, no, it's not worth the time and effort.
Yes, wiring, that's some hardcore stuff, that is, isn't it? So, yeah, take it easy over there, mate. All right, that's all I've got for this week. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I always put it out there. Anybody else got a rant or something they want to say, promote? You got a Metaventure going? Open to do anything like that too. Yeah, if you want to jump on and say anything, it doesn't have to be this show. If you want to prep something for the next shows, Laban has pretty much got the official sponsorship pegged away for the next 4 weeks. But if there's anything like that, let us know, and we're happy to do shout-outs for free. Hey, why am I black? Why is my screen?
Your picture's frozen.
I'm all frozen up. Oh, well. Let me close a few things. That might help. Let's get out of here. All right. Anyway, it's the end of the show anyway, so I just wanted to... That's what I was doing while I was ranting. I was just getting this back up. So let's end on this, shall we? So, yes, don't forget to go over and check out what Laban's got going on with his graveyard goods. Gravestones, they look pretty cool, these. Currently 3, I would assume. He's probably got some more in the works. Very reasonably priced. Look at that, 3,990 UPX. And don't forget, you can get those for half price if you have a Lone Mountain property. I should have checked what the floor is in Lone Mountain. Should have got that organised. Oh, which reminds me, UDU, former UDU member Liquid Emoji is currently kind of working towards exiting the game. And he has a whole bunch of Midtown Terrace properties, which you may know now is a neighbourhood collection. He's looking to offload those. So if that's something that interests you, go and find him on Discord. Check out what he's got going on over there. He might do a deal for you. He may not. See what happens. And that's it. That's all I've got for this week. So we'll say that if you're in a time zone that fits in with a Thursday night live streaming schedule starting at 7 p.m. AEST and you'd like to get yourself involved, the link to the weekly podcast is dropped in the NBA server about 15 minutes before the show starts. The invitation extends to any of the other channels' podcast productions. So if you have an Upland, NFT, or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, then send me, Ben68, a DM. And or get yourself in the NBA server, which is linked in the description. You should be in the NBA server anyway, so that you can take part in these weekly challenges. Don't bother dropping it in the YouTubes or bloody Twitter or somewhere like that. I won't see it, so make sure you get over into that. Now, I got to remember how to do this and press this button, and I think we're done. All the best for what's coming up, and we shall catch you later.